Dear students, today we start a new lesson, hydrogen. We know that hydrogen is the simplest element or a simplest atom because its atomic number is 1. So atomic number 1 represents it has 1 proton as well as 1 electron, and hydrogen is the element without neutrons. When you take other elements, they have neutrons. Hydrogen is the element without neutron. So when you check the picture of hydrogen, the electron is very closer to the nucleus. Hydrogen has only one cell. We know the electronic configuration of hydrogen, 1 is 1. The one electron present in the hydrogen is closer to the nucleus. So proton present in the nucleus is attracting this electron very much. The same way in helium also. 2 electrons in helium is closer to the nucleus. So attraction between the proton and electron will be more. And in our day-to-day life, we use many compounds containing hydrogen. So without water, carbohydrate and proteins, we cannot live. So carbohydrates and proteins are biomolecules which are very essential for living beings. So in our day-to-day life, we use many compounds like water, carbohydrate and proteins which containing hydrogen. What is the electronic configuration of hydrogen? Atomic number of hydrogen is 1. So only 1 electron is present outside the nucleus. The 1 electron is present in the 1s orbital. Electronic configuration of hydrogen is 1s1. So single electron is present in 1s orbital. So due to the presence of unpaired electron, it is highly reactive in nature. Hydrogen atom is highly reactive in nature because it needs electronic configuration of its nearest noble gas, helium. Helium has 2 electrons. Its configuration is 1s2. If hydrogen is attaining the electronic configuration of helium, it becomes stable. So due to the presence of unpaired electron in 1s orbital of hydrogen, it is highly reactive in nature. It has to achieve the electronic configuration of its nearest noble gas, helium. So we know that hydrogen is highly reactive in nature. It is not stable in nature. So hydrogen tends to be in the form of a molecule. So 2 unstable hydrogen atoms will join together by a covalent bond. It exists as a hydrogen diatomic molecule. When you take nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, chlorine, they are all unstable in nature. So they are present in the form of diatomic molecule. The same way, 2 hydrogen unstable atoms combining together by a covalent bond, they are existing as H2 molecule. So hydrogen atom is existing as a diatomic molecule. Generally, the abundance of hydrogen is very small comparing the other elements like silicon, carbon and so on. Abundance of hydrogen is very small. And what is actually the position of hydrogen in the modern periodic table? Hydrogen is behaving like both alkali metal as well as halogens. So we have a question. Should we place hydrogen in the first group or 17th group? So position of hydrogen in the modern periodic table is an issue. Consider the electronic configuration of hydrogen. It is 1s1. So think about the electronic configuration of alkali metals. Group 1 elements are called alkali metals: lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. So these are all alkali metals present in group number 1. We know the general outer electronic configuration, ns1. For each alkali metal, we may write the outermost configuration. 2s1 for lithium, 3s1 for sodium, 4s1 for potassium, 5s1 for rubidium, 6s1 for cesium, 7s1 for francium. So all the elements are having single electron in the outermost cell or outermost orbital. So when we compare hydrogen with alkali metals, The outer electronic configuration is similar. So we have an idea of placing hydrogen in the first group. When you take modern periodic table, with the help of outer electronic configuration and the chemical properties, we have an idea of placing hydrogen in the first group. So configuration is similar. That means properties will also be similar. So general outer electronic configuration for group 1 elements, that means alkali metals, is NS1. So due to similar outer electronic configuration for hydrogen and alkali metals, properties will also be similar. Examples have given. When you take alkali metals like sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, to attain stability, they are easily losing an electron. Sodium loses an electron, it becomes Na+. Potassium loses an electron, it becomes potassium cation. Cesium loses an electron, it forms cesium cation. The same way, hydrogen is also losing an electron, it becomes proton. As I told, H plus is called as what? Proton. Hydrogen with a positive charge has only one particle, it is called proton. So inside the nucleus, only one proton is present in H plus. H plus is often called as what? Proton. So like alkali metals, hydrogen is forming unipositive or monopositive ion. Then when you take alkali metals like sodium, they are forming halides, oxides, peroxides and sulfides. This is sodium halides, sodium oxides, sodium peroxides, sodium sulfides. The same way, hydrogen is also forming halide, oxide, peroxide and sulfide. So chemical properties of hydrogen is similar with the alkali metal sodium. Then like alkali metals, hydrogen is a very good reducing agent. A substance undergoes oxidation will act as a reducing agent. Okay, easily it loses an electron. Loss of electron is an oxidation process. So hydrogen loses an electron. The process is called oxidation. At the same time, the substance is called what? Reducing agent. Like alkali metals, hydrogen is also a reducing agent. So based on these evidences, we can place hydrogen in group number 1. This is first possibility. Now we can compare the behavior of hydrogen with the halogens. Usually, the ionization energy of alkali metal will be low. We know that ionization energy increases from left to right. So alkali metals are nothing but group 1 elements. Ionization energy of alkali metals will be very low. It ranges from 377 to 520 kilojoule per mole. So we expect the same type of ionization energy value for hydrogen, but practically hydrogen has higher ionization energy value like halogens. The properties of hydrogen are similar with the properties of alkali metals, even though ionization potential of hydrogen is a higher value like halogens. And we can relate the properties of hydrogen with the properties of halogens. To take a halogen, it is highly unstable in nature. Each halogen, it may be fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, each halogen is expecting an electron. It has the tendency of gaining an electron to become like its nearest noble gas configuration. So when you take a chlorine, it gains an electron to become chloride anion. After forming chloride anion, it achieves the electronic configuration of its nearest noble gas argon. The same way, hydrogen is also gaining an electron, it forms hydride ion. So already we proved that hydrogen is behaving like alkali metals, and now we confirm that hydrogen is behaving like halogen also. Like halogens, hydrogen is also forming an anion. Halogens will form halide, hydrogen will form an anion called hydride ion. So when it becomes hydride ion, its configuration will be 1s2. So it will be stabilized because it achieves the electronic configuration of its nearest noble gas, helium. and which will be predominant. So formation of halide will be predominant. With the help of enthalpy change, we identify that formation of halide will be more favorable. So the hydride ion formation will not be efficient. So we have to provide energy. Okay, for the formation of hydride, we have to supply the energy. It is an endothermic process. But this is a spontaneous process. By liberating 55 kilocalorie per mole energy, bromine becomes bromide anion. So the formation of a hydride ion is not behaving like the formation of halide. Tendency of a hydrogen to form a hydride ion is low when we compare it with the formation of halide ion. And the electron affinity value, usually halogens will have high electron affinity value. Chlorine has a higher value. The same way we expect electron affinity for hydrogen, but practically electron affinity of hydrogen is lower than that of halogens. So from this we identify that hydrogen is behaving like both alkali metals as well as halogens. So we have a question. Hydrogen should be placed in first group or 17th group. It is behaving like alkali metal, so can be placed in first group, and it is behaving like a halogen. It can be placed in 17th group. Which will be the right position for hydrogen in the modern periodic table? For that, we analyze all the compounds. So in most of the compounds, hydrogen is present in +1 form. That means it loses an electron like alkali metals. It is in +1 oxidation state in most of the compounds. So hydrogen is placed in group number 1. When you check a recent periodic table published by UPAC, hydrogen is placed in group number 1. Then what are the isotopes of hydrogen? As we studied in lower class, an element will exist in more than one form. When you take an element, they are having atoms with the same atomic number but different mass number. So they are called isotopes. We take these three. All of them are hydrogen atoms. So protium, deuterium, tritium are the atoms of hydrogen element with the same atomic number but different mass number. So they are isotopes. So when you take hydrogen, three common isotopes are available. One is protium, another one is deuterium, third one is tritium. All the isotopes having the same atomic number but different mass number. When you take protium, it has no neutrons, but deuterium has one neutron, tritium has two neutrons. Okay, number of neutron changes, mass number will also be changed. What about abundance of isotopes? When you take protium or ordinary hydrogen, protium is also called as ordinary hydrogen, which has more abundance, 99.985%. This is the only isotope in modern periodic table without neutron. When you take deuterium and tritium, neutrons present. Protium is the isotope without neutron. And what is the abundance of deuterium or heavy hydrogen? The another name for deuterium is heavy hydrogen, 0.015%. And what about the abundance of tritium? So tritium is also called as radioactive hydrogen. So the tritium isotope is radioactive in nature. It emits alpha, beta, gamma rays. So it is also called as radioactive hydrogen. Its abundance is very low. When you take 10 power 18 hydrogen atoms, only one tritium atom will be present. Out of 10 power 18 hydrogen atoms, only one tritium atom will be present. So abundance is very low. As I told, hydrogen is unstable in nature. It exists as a diatomic molecule. The same way, hydrogen atom, that means a protium, deuterium, tritium will exist as a diatomic molecule. So different diatomic molecules can be formed. H2, HD. HD means one protium, one deuterium will mutually share the electrons to form a covalent bond, they are existing as a diatomic molecule. Two deuterium isotopes combining together to form a diatomic molecule. One protium and one tritium forms a diatomic molecule. Two tritium isotopes combining together to form a molecule, and one deuterium and one tritium will join together by a covalent bond. It forms a diatomic molecule. Then consider hydrogen molecule. Single hydrogen is unstable. It is existing as a diatomic H2 molecule. The nucleus will have a spin. When you take a hydrogen molecule, two hydrogen atoms present in a molecule. First hydrogen, second hydrogen. The nucleus will have a spin. So it is spinning in its own axis. If you consider two hydrogen atoms in a H2 molecule, if both the hydrogen atoms, that means both the nucleus of a hydrogen atoms spinning in the same direction, it is called orthohydrogen. You take a H2 molecule, the nucleus of both hydrogen atoms will spin in the same direction. It is called orthohydrogen. If the nucleus of two hydrogen atoms in a molecule spin in opposite direction, it is called parahydrogen. One nucleus is spinning in clockwise direction, another nucleus is spinning in anti-clockwise direction. So this is called parahydrogen molecule. Then what is the abundance of ortho and parahydrogen molecules? At room temperature, around 75% ortho and 25% parahydrogen molecules present. Orthohydrogen is more stable than the parahydrogen, and interconversion is possible. Ortho can be converted into para form and para can be converted into ortho form. So for converting orthohydrogen into parahydrogen, we have to reduce the temperature. If a temperature is reduced, slowly ortho will be converted into para. But for converting parahydrogen into orthohydrogen, we have to follow special methods. So the reaction can be catalyzed by a metal like a platinum or iron, or we can pass the electric discharge, or we can heat the molecule at above 800 degrees Celsius. We can add paramagnetic substances like oxygen, nitric oxide, nitrogen dioxide, nascent or atomic hydrogen. By doing these things, parahydrogen can be converted into orthohydrogen. Then what about properties of ortho and parahydrogen molecules? Chemical properties are similar. So hydrogen molecule will have the same arrangement of protons and electrons. Chemical properties will be similar, but physical properties will be different. So due to the spin of a nucleus, physical properties will be different. To take a melting point of orthohydrogen, 13.95 Kelvin, but for parahydrogen, melting point is 13.83 Kelvin. And boiling point of orthohydrogen is 20.39, but for parahydrogen, 20.26. Then magnetic moment. So if any particle is spinning, it creates a magnetic moment. So we can say spin only magnetic moment. If an electron is spinning, it will have a magnetic moment, spin only magnetic moment. The same way, nucleus is spinning in a particular axis, it creates a magnetic moment. Orthohydrogen will have a magnetic moment. So when you take orthohydrogen, both the nucleus of hydrogen atoms will spin in the same direction. So magnetic moment value will be 2 times. Okay. So the value will be twice times for orthohydrogen. But when you take parahydrogen, one nucleus is spinning in clockwise direction and another nucleus is spinning in anti-clockwise direction. When you take spin only magnetic moment as plus 1 by 2 and minus 1 by 2, so mutually they cancel each other, magnetic moment value will be 0. For parahydrogen molecule, magnetic moment will be 0. For orthohydrogen, both the nucleus spin in the same direction, so the value will be twice times present. So with this we complete what is hydrogen, its atomic number, electronic configuration, Then abundance of hydrogen. We compare the properties of hydrogen with alkali metals and halogens based on oxidation state of hydrogen in most of the compounds. We fix hydrogen in the first group in modern periodic table. Then isotopes of hydrogen, three common isotopes present, and based on the spinning of nucleus of hydrogen atoms in a molecule, two type of molecules present, ortho and para hydrogen. So remaining things can be discussed tomorrow. Thank you.